Are we live? I think we're live. Hey, everybody. It is Thursday, January 27th, 2022. The time is 7:16 p.m. It's 27 degrees outside. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope that those of you that have been doing shady things have learned your lessons. And those of you still doing shady things, rest assured, the lessons are on their way to you. This message is for, well, honestly, whoever clicks and needs to hear this message. But if you have ill intent, you're not going to hear shit from it. So let's see what you need to know. By the way, I uploaded a video, but it has not uploaded yet. For some reason, I live streamed it, so it might not show up on your news feed. If you are someone who has been stalked in any way, utilize dragon's egg crystal, okay? I was having a dream encounter with a child of God, and she was being harassed by someone who has wandered from the light. And the person that was harassing her is a photographer or has a camera, and this girl is a dark-skinned card reader. And in the dream, I told her to get some dragon's egg crystal. And if you're the photographer watching this, you should get yourself some dragon's egg crystal too. Now let's see what you guys need to know. Queen of Water, number 13. There is a water element person who works with the threads of the elements, mostly focused on water. This person has negative tendencies, but also they try to do more positive things than they do negative, so they are aware of their shadow side. They do not seem to be causing harm to others, and when they do, they make it better. The person being depicted by the Queen of Water energy here is not someone who worries about what's in the cups of others, because she is the Queen of the Water. She's not the Queen of the Cups, she's the Queen of Water. So this person, to help you narrow down who it is someone who isn't interested in minor issues of people. He or she is more interested in a greater good sense. So what they do, they share their voice. Maybe they have a platform and they share their voice with multiple other people instead of just like a therapist who has a couch that one person sits on at a time. If you are a therapist that has a couch, maybe you should have a platform on social media so that you can reach more people. The Queen of Cups flows effortlessly everywhere, the Queen of Water. So maybe you're being asked to flow in more spaces, in more directions, to bring, in a way, the word of God, but also the word of the Great Mother and the ancient ways to the modern day. Water holds memory. Your body is made of water. You hold the memory of the past and present, and someday you might be gifted with the memories of the future if your heart is deemed pure and not protected in a shell. You're being asked to do meditating today, and I say do meditating because some just sit there. Some think that it's okay to just meditate while doing dishes and housework and all that. But really, when this kind of meditation that's being asked for right now is the kind where you sit with a glass of water, you take slow sips, and you breathe, close your eyes, and you imagine, you sense, you feel the flow through you. When you're sensing the flow through you of your own blood, of your own water, your own breath, make certain you're aware where on your body you feel that you don't want to feel. When you reach that point, drink some more water, guide that water to that spot. Whoever this reading is resonating with is really in tune with water magic. Don't try to do other things. Don't try to do, what you're not comfortable with. Learn the element you're being presented with. The Queen of Water, harness your water. Master your element. The Self, 1314. Some of you could have been experiencing a separation between three people. So three people went three different ways. Let me rephrase. The individual here that's really resonating with this has recently had three people that had come in to support them, and those three people went in his separate directions. They have also had two people of the narcissistic, darker energy equation that have supported them in becoming a more complete version of themselves. This person has utilized the light and the dark within to find balance. They're not someone who has mastered all four elements like an avatar. They're not really an oracle of some kind where they're directly connected to the voice of God. They're someone intuitive, nurturing, and caring, but they are still learning to harness a single element, which is associated with their emotions and the well-being of their physical body. So if you think you're above that or beyond that, then this message might not be for you, or get your ego in check and realize you're still only working on one element. And there are others who are working with planets and stars and other galaxies. Know your lane, master your lane. For some of you, it's highly recommended you bring in some fresh flowers to your living space. Put some healthy growing canopy plants in your bedrooms, like ivy or pothos. Have them in there. The symbology of it will be that you're creating a vine, a canopy of, what do you think when you go into a forest and they have draping ivy canvases coming down off the trees? It's like beautiful peace, isn't it? It's like serenity and solace. Bring that energy into your bedroom. Bring the energy of welcoming things, of welcoming light into the front area, the Aries sector of your home. The front door, the head. Some of you guys are doing really shady things to other people, and you wouldn't even do those things if you could think clearly. But you can't think clearly because you've had your hands tied by other people's truths and opinions. It almost feels like there's an energy of a coven or a secret society or a group of ragtag misfits who are working together to cause someone else an issue. But what they're not realizing is the energy they're using, the very fabric of their physical form, is the same chemical composition as the other person they're attempting to mess with. So what they're actually doing is ruining their own self first before any of that energy reaches the other person. They're tainting their own waters first. So if you're one of those people who are doing things negatively to other people, it's time to cleanse yourself because you haven't been thinking straight. If you're on the receiving end of being harassed by other people, it's time to start training your magical gifts in ways that you haven't before. If you've been clairvoyant, maybe it's time to try clairaudience. If you've been clairsentient, maybe it's time to try clairvoyance. Try things differently. If you've been doing dark spell work, try positive spell work. Some of you have entity attachments and you don't recognize it, but I can see right here, it kind of looks like a head, like a gray alien head with the two dark eyes. Some of you have been psychically manipulated by others to do their work for them while you think it's your intent to do negative things. Make certain you're not a puppet on a string for a dark magician that's better than you or thinks that they're better than you. Those of you that are working with the light, keep working with the light, but teach yourself what the dark can do. Work with the light, but teach yourself what the dark can do. So you can take that sword that binds your hands, the false truth that binds you from releasing your light. So you can take that truth and actually create something beneficial for the earth that you walk on. It's very silly to be walking on an earth, on a planet, and then utilize that energy to cause harm to another person on that planet. It's a little absurd. There is an imbalance in majority of the human species regarding their sacral and solar plexus and their root chakra. And what that means is your energy center is the magnetic field of your body that has a frequency, a resonance, a vibration, an actual palpable energy to it, which is why people can recognize you energetically when you're standing next to them. You can tell when your mom's standing next to you compared to when your dad's standing next to you if your eyes are closed, right? That's energy. There have been issues in majority of human beings in their root, solar, and sacral. That issue is brought up here to be remedied with the earth. Hi there, Manan. Hope you're doing great. Thank you for the nice words. I'm not really sure how many people are in here, but if you guys can click that like button so YouTube promotes this video and this live, maybe we can get a bunch more people in here. Thank you. The thing I was saying before this, make certain you're eating fruits of the earth. Thank you, by the way, for that like. Make certain you're eating fruit of the earth, things grown on the trees, grown in the earth, if you're trying to cleanse yourself of negative energies. I'm doing great, honestly, Manan. I took a nap earlier. I woke up. I have been swimming in kindness. I can't even explain it. This entire day has felt pure peace. I in my own personal life, I recognized certain energies and I utilized different methods to get rid of them. Oh, thank you. So I'm doing like this is something I've gone through myself as well. I recognize that there was specific energies that weren't my energies in my energy field. I removed them earlier today, took a nap, woke up, and I've been feeling wonderful. Wonderful. So make certain you guys are doing something to acknowledge the energy in your fields so that you can see what's yours and what isn't by learning how to sense and discern. And the areas of discernment and sensing other people's energy is in the solar plexus and the sacral chakra. But in order to have a free flowing stream from that area to the heart, your root, the place that's in between, if these are your legs, this is your front, this is your back, the root is right in between the anus and the reproductive organs, right in between down there. That area is intended, it's like an energy beam that connects you through your legs into the earth. You're supposed to have a free flowing current from the earth up through your legs, up to your below your belly button, over your belly button, in between your rib cage, and then to your heart center, and then above your rib cage where the collarbone is right here. There's another energy center that goes right in between there. Thank you, Manat. There's an energy center there. In order to have that energy flowing freely, the first thing you have to do before the energy comes out of your hands is to have it go through your system without burning you. In order for the natural energy to go through you, your body must be full of natural products, meaning apples, berries, oranges, melons, potatoes, vegetables, herbs, greenery, at least 20 minutes or 10 minutes of sunlight per day. And that sunlight triggers a self-defense system within the human body that creates antibacteria property. It just cleans you in a way that I can't really speak to openly on here due to all the craziness going on in the world. It's imperative for at least 10 to 20 minutes of sunlight a day and to put your bare feet on soil. Now, if I know it's snowing in some places in the world and you can't really go outside and put your feet in the snow. I mean, you can, but you don't really want to risk getting, a cold or something. So what you can do, if you go to the Home Depot or Lowe's or something, get a little thing of soil. You can even do this with the Dollar Tree. They have like 99-cent bags of soil. Get a cat litter box, a simple tray. You can even use an Amazon delivery box if you want. Pour some soil into it and scatter like orange seeds, sticks you find from outside, grass cuttings if you find any, dried leaves. Like, I have a bunch of grape seeds here that I've been collecting from eating grapes. And I usually just pour them into soil. And once a day or so, I stand in a box I have with soil in it, and I release the energy into it, and then I meditate and I go take a shower. Thank you, Manan. That's very kind of you to say. Make certain you ground that energy, okay? Everybody. That way, when the energy comes to your heart center, you're not overwhelmed with emotions, and the emotions can go right to your expression through your voice and out of your hands to the collective. Not just energy that you need for yourself, but energy others need to be around you and that would benefit from being around you. It builds a stable foundation for everybody. When your energy is clear, when your waters are pure, you create a magnetic field that creates healing. So let's say you're living with people who are constantly ill or paranoid or something like that. Or you're like me and you live in a building with a lot of people living in that building, in an apartment complex. When your energy centers are clear and focused and aligned with your source, the people around you benefit as well without even knowing it. I'm not certain if you guys have noticed, but there are neighborhoods in the world where there's lots of money and affluence, and there's a Starbucks on every corner. There's malls and shopping centers, and Six Flags Great America. I don't know. Maybe someday I'll wear that crown, Manon. Maybe someday. You guys better be nice, because I have it right here. Don't make me put it on. When our vibration is high, when we are in a healthy state and aligned within ourselves, everything around us prospers. The funny story I have to tell you with this is in my area, in the shopping plaza down the street. I've been here for 3 years, and the Chinese restaurant has thrived. The dollar store, the Dollar Tree, has the entire family tree Dollar Tree business is like expanding and bringing in way more organic and non-GMO products. The Piggly Wiggly has expanded and created an entire new section of organic, non-GMO food, and they bring more flowers and plants in, and they've maintained their store far better than they were before. And there's now a smoke shop next to the Piggly Wiggly, which is next to a tax center for tax returns. So literally within 3 years that I've been here, my frequency has assisted this entire neighborhood to having its own mom and pop coffee shop, its own mom and pop restaurant, its own mom and pop smoke shop, lots of organic food, lots of trees being planted, and so many birds. I don't know if you can hear them when I record in the daytime, that are outside singing perpetually until the sun goes down. Your vibration is a real thing. Utilize it effectively. Those of you who are in a negative vibrational state, I don't know if you notice when you go outside, there's probably trash on the floor. There's probably people fighting. There's, police sirens going off at the worst times. Thank you for noticing. I'm telling you, when we do our work, people can notice, especially those who are in tune with the energies and within themselves. We're all here to help each other. And when we see that other people are stuck, we have to share things with them, especially if it's things that work with us. And the simplest ways I can tell you is first and foremost, adjust the water in your body. Oh, be careful. I might actually start using those abilities, Manon. It takes a lot of wisdom to know the gifts that we have, to be aware of the gifts that we have, and to not use them for negative purposes. When the dark and the temptations of the dark weave around us like this, sometimes the good graces within us leave. So there are many who are hypnotizing and have wonderful voices and things like that. They haven't learned the wisdom of being humble in a way within their own power. I'm glad you said that. I've seen so many people online distorting their beauty and their ability to create, to harness it for just financial gain, which is pathetic. Like, I mean, if you're using magic for money, oh, honey, that's like going to that's like going to a Chanel store, or a Christian Dior store, somewhere where it's just high class, high fashion couture, and you're asking for a pair of socks. Make face cam video. I have a bunch of them. I'm not really in the mood right now. I'm going through a process where I'm changing my hair color to a specific shade, and this is not an excuse. I just look a little silly right now because my entire head is green. So I'm keeping my green hair to myself for just another day or two until I can process the other colors I have going through it. I'm attempting to do something very earthly, very beautiful, but the green shades I've been using, the stylist I got advice from said to give it a few days for the green colors to fade just a little in certain spots. And then he showed me how to do, it's like a peacock color. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it yet or if I'm just going to bleach some silver into it. We'll see. But I'll be in front of the camera like face and dressed up and all nice soon enough. For now, this is wisdom for you, not me. I'm just here to deliver the message and to sometimes give you guys a little scolding when you're being brats. So we have the counselor, the number 12, and then the queen of water, the number 13, both of water. So there is a partnership here that's being shown, but the partnership is unable to be reached. The destiny of the partnership hasn't been met yet due to the mental state of one of the participants or both not coming into alignment together. So in order for that to occur, we have to go back to the beginning of the video of what we were talking about. Clean the waters of your system. Make certain you are grounding your feet into the earth and that you spend at least 24 to 48 hours eating nothing but things the earth gives you. Consuming nothing but what the earth gives you, so it goes into your sacral and your solar plexus, your stomach area. Oh, he would be if I had one, Manon, but I prefer to be by myself. I find that being with a partner is far more trouble than it's worth in the human world, even if they're a twin or a divine counterpart of mine. I don't want to worry about what they're doing. I don't want to deal with their drama. I don't want to deal with their mommy issues, their daddy issues. Deal with that shit before you come to me. I have been on this planet more decades and millennia than I can count, and I really have no regard for what a person can offer me. You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't matter if they're a man or a woman. I don't even care if like Jesus Christ himself comes down and says, "You're my bride." I'm gonna be like, "Excuse me, I'm busy. I'm busy living my best life. I'm not ready to be married and be a mom. I'm doing my thing, and I am perfectly content being by myself. I actually prefer it. I get to decorate my apartment how I want. I get to go where I want. I get to stay up as late as I want. I get to eat what I want. I cook for myself. I go grocery shopping for what I want. All my money stays with me, and when I help my family, it goes into the apartment, the neighborhoods. I love my single life. I love it. So if this is a partner waiting for me, boy, you better keep waiting, because there ain't no way I am giving up any part of my bed. And there is no way I'm going to go and live with someone else and sleep in their bed. I don't know who's been in that bed. I'm not putting my body in there. Oh, they can handle it. Yeah, I'm technically married to God, so I can't really say that I'm single, because in what I do, I have to feel that bond with the source. And if I'm not feeling that bond with the source and I redirect it to a mortal man, I feel like I'm betraying myself. So unless the guy is, or the girl is, really awakened in that way to where they know who they are and they're connected to their God self, I can't babysit them. I don't have the patience. I'm sorry, universe, but I cannot play preschool teacher to people in that area. Who's been sleeping in my bed? Whose panties are these? Is this your bra? I don't even wear a bra. Why do you have a bra in your friggin' drawer, buddy? Oh my God. I remember when I was in a relationship before, and I used to feel that paranoia of, are you being faithful? I don't give a fuck anymore if they're being faithful or not. I'm so relieved I don't have that stuff to concern myself with. Oh, you're damn right about that. They're never bored when I'm around. You guys just know a certain part of me here. in like you know how people say, oh, she's a Gemini, or oh, that's a Scorpio, and they associate certain traits. I can go through all of them in an entire day and be totally fine and normal. And not many people can handle that. I mean, there are no secrets with me. So whoever wanted to be with me, like, you better be okay with knowing that I know your soul, every dark secret, everything, and that I will not judge you. Instead, I will choose to love you because I know you fully, your entire soul. So whoever my partner, my future partner is, he or she better be a brave person and fully accept themselves, because if I have to tell them to accept a part of themselves that I already accept for them, go. You still got shit to learn. Because I have spent all these years improving myself and becoming more of myself. I'm not going to spend another few decades teaching somebody else who's trying to catch up, you know? I mean, I'll do what I can if it's meant for me to help them. But as far as sharing my bed and my dinner table with someone who's using me for wisdom, go read a book. Oh my God. No. 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 The union. It's coming. Oh, fucking fuck. Okay, this applies to me as well because I just felt it. Apparently, we're going to be in a union. For some of us, it's going to be a spiritual union. For some of us, it's going to be a romantic union. Either way, it's going to be a very powerful, passionate connection between two people. And it has been woven together by the grandmother spider and the ancient ones. Your ex is very unlucky. Oh, I know he does. He sees my face everywhere. He turns his television on, he sees my face. He goes outside, people talk about me. He goes to sleep, I'm in his dreams. He sees butterflies and unicorns, he thinks of me. He sees tarot cards, he thinks of me. He sits in his living room and thinks of me because half that living room belonged to me. He sees the cats he has and thinks of me because they used to be my cats. He probably still wears my clothes. He misses me. And I don't give a fuck. I'm busy. Like, it took me a long time to be able to think of his face and not punch a wall. And then it took me an even longer time to think of his face and not want to hug him. Now, when I think of his face, I'd rather go pour myself coffee. Like, I don't really have any negative or positive emotional like reaction to it. It's more of a humorous response that someone went through all that trouble through 6 years of relationships just to emulate me. How can you meet me? Oh my God, ask God. I have no idea. I mean, I I don't know. Back to this though. Queen of Water and the Counselor are the two unions, two emotionally connected people. In order for you to truly have this connection with your true partner, your true counterpart, or someone that you're going to be working together with, this self that you are has to come into union with its dark and light, okay? Which means your urges, your cravings, your desires, your open heartedness, the way you're kind and communicate with people, and the way you have healthy boundaries. Also, this is reminding me of a womb, like ovaries, uterus. Please make certain that those of you who are sexually active are utilizing a energetic cleansing regimen for your reproductive organs. Okay, do not allow the fires and the waters of those who have touched your womb, who have come into union with your womb or your wand. Do not allow that energy to linger. You do not know what poisons others have in their system that they have touched you with. Water holds memory. So those that have tampered with multiple other people sexually, or even shake hands with other people, multiple times a day, you want to cleanse that off. Wash your hands underwater, take a nice bath. Sea salt and frankincense oil are great. You can just simply sit in a tub of water and intend that that water cleanse your energy. Speak those words into the water and they will ripple and change the structure of that water. But please cleanse your reproductive organs. You do not want to reproduce with other people's energy. There's something that keeps bringing me back to these two purple cards. There's so much color here, but these two air cards, the swords in this deck, they're separating these two individuals, the king and the queen of water, the counselor and the queen of water. Absolutely. Absolutely. People forget that the old ways and the romance, the chivalry, holding doors open, carrying bags for your partner, regardless of what their reproductive organs are. Being kind, walking past them and giving them a kiss before you leave the room, giving them a kiss when you enter the room, asking them what they want to eat, asking them if they've eaten, covering them with a blanket if they're on the couch asleep. There's so many things people in relationships don't do anymore, and they think, why is my relationship not working? Well, because you're not treating your partner like your grandmother would have treated your grandfather, 100 years ago or 50 years ago. You're treating them like Betty and Bob from whatever TV show you guys watch, and you think that's how relationships are. But that's not how relationships are. Like, have you ever sat there with your partner and fed them, breakfast, little mini breakfast sandwiches while they're doing work? Do you know how much that would mean to somebody if you did that? Or just to walk past your partner and like boop them on the nose and smile and run off really quick and be playful? People don't recognize, like, you're supposed to be yourself with your partner. You're not supposed to play a role. Especially with a partner that's highly intuitive, they can see right through your bullshit. And when you play a role, they're kind of just looking at you like, are you done pretending? Are you done pretending? So be done pretending with yourself. Some of you are gay, lesbian, transgender. Some of you don't even want children. Some of you don't even want to be in a relationship. Some of you do. But make certain your energy is aligned with what you actually want. In this image, you're recognizing what you actually want. Those dragons are baby dragons. They're helping you with your desire. Here, when the union actually happens, that desire is fully grown. The masculine and the feminine, the red and the orange. The red and the orange, the blue and the orange. And the pacification and serenity of the Holy Spirit energy has turned more into a holy fire energy. So instead of being an excuse upon a pushover, you are unpushable. So if you're trying to find a king or a queen for yourself, then you better act like a king or a queen. If you're trying to find a goddess for yourself, you must be the god that goddess searches for or doesn't search for. If you're trying to find a damsel in distress, and lo and behold, you're going to be driving her to Walmart 24/7. Oh, rest assured, I've been through that too. I used to, when I would get into my moods back then, and I didn't want to deal with any conflict, I would get in the car and go to Lowe's or Home Depot and sit in the plant section. Do you know how many times my partner at the time would show up finding me in that same place over and over and over? And it just got to be kind of a joke. Like, oh, she's pissed off again. She's at the garden store. Leave her be. And then I come back with plants, trees, rose bushes, blueberries in the back of the car. And he'd be like, you done being mad now? And I'm like, yeah, I got all the berries. Point of that is have a way to calm the fires within you. Recognize what you need to bring you peace so that your partner isn't burdened with having to calm your ass down every time you have a tantrum. And that way you can recognize what your partner needs without having to think that they're blaming you or fighting with you or that they're cheating on you. And please do not go to bed angry with your partner ever, ever. If you ever go to bed angry, kiss that relationship goodbye. Because that moment of anger that you allowed to be slept upon will grow into a seed for the next day. You have the choice. Do you want to plant seeds of love with each other every night? Or do you want to plant seeds of, oh, we'll talk about this in the morning? The fuck we will. We're going to talk about this right now. We're going to clear this right now. And we're going to make peace right now. And we're going to have tea or coffee afterwards, watch some cartoons, and then we're going to bed. I don't care if it's 4 in the morning. We're not going to bed angry because I'm not waking up next to your angry ass tomorrow. I mean, you guys, like, if you were raised by my grandparents, this would be far easier for you to comprehend. And especially my great grandparents, I was honored enough to meet a few of them before they passed away. The way people were taught prior to 1970 on how to be in a relationship, if I could give you that wisdom fully, I would. But what I can give you is that when there is love involved, you never give up on each other. If the person needs you to distance, you distance. But do not let go. If your heart tells you it's too painful to let go, don't let go. I don't care how many people tell you to let go of somebody. I don't care how many people tell you to walk away from somebody. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. But make certain it doesn't feel right because you know it's not right. Not because your system, your physical body is ill and it's giving you symptoms and you think it's because of your partner. If your body isn't clean and pure on the inside, you're probably stressed and irritated. And if you're stressed and irritated, your partner is looking at you like, bro, what's wrong with you? And you're like, oh my God, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, no, no, no. Honey, have you had anything to drink? Honey, have you had anything to eat? Have you been doing your exercises today? Did you go for a walk? I can see you're irritated. Do you want to talk about it now or later? Is it something we can fix now? Or do you need some time to pickle on it? Communication. But we can't have that communication if we don't know the basic structure of a relationship, which is honesty and not giving up on each other. You don't give up on people you love. You don't walk away from people you love. And if you do, and it hurts, and it's something that had to happen, and it's a cycle that closed, never let go of that love. Ever. Write it down, memorize it, remember it, make it a part of your being. You know how in those movies where those superheroes like have to have a moment of like rage and they remember in flashback scenes all the beautiful moments in their life? That pain is your power. That love, that grief, it's your power. It's the fire that brings together the water and the fire. People wonder how to do alchemy and they like create bottles and potions and they spend centuries and millennia trying to create a philosopher's stone and the secret of immortality and stuff. The secret of immortality is be a good person and you'll be remembered. There you go. You're immortal. The secrets to alchemy is inside of you. The human body is the philosopher's stone. The one who stays with you can't keep you away from yourself for a second. Correct. I truly, and I mean no offense to any person of religious belief, but I was raised with Christ and Mary and the Catholic um, religious sect. I don't know what to call it, but my family has like multiple religions and religious beliefs in them. I myself have no religious anything. I'm just, I guess if I was going to label myself with one, it'd be omniism. They all have truth in them. Do I follow or bend my knee to any of them? No, because God told me to never bend my knee to anybody. So I'm doing what God said. But it like, do not ever ask somebody to keep you away from yourself, or do not keep yourself away from yourself for somebody else. You are your own first. You and God first, then other. If it's not you and God first, your relationships are going to be filling that gap. And if you're trying to get a man or a woman to fill the role of God or goddess for you, then that means you are acting like a child because you need somebody to take care of you. If you don't know how to manifest using your physical body and nothing else, then you need a babysitter. And it's nothing bad. Everybody's learning in at different stages. But for a union like this, that's asking for yourself to come into union with yourself before you come into union with others, because of how important this connection is going to be, then, I mean, really, we've gone through mental clarity, physical clarity, detoxing the body, detoxing the way you handle relationships. What this is showing me is that there is a true divine union of twin flames, but the actual twin flames, not the Insta witch, TikTok bitches, whatever, thinking that they're, with their abusive asshole and they're like, oh, it's my twin flame, runner, chaser dynamic. That's not a part of the dynamic, bro. Twin flames don't do that. It's fucking twin flames. We don't run or chase each other. We know exactly what we're doing. We know exactly what the other person's doing, and we're not dealing with it until we come together. Like, the fuck are you people being taught in the world regarding twin flames? If I tear this card out in the middle, and I say these are twin flames and they're going to come together, and someone's like, but that one's orange. Okay, they're still twin flames though. They're the twins. They're the same. They're of the same fire. It doesn't matter if this one's Chinese and this one's, Alaskan. It doesn't fucking matter. They're twin flames. And if I tear this apart and separate them for millennia, each piece will know what the other piece is doing. If you don't know how resonance works, then I urge you to look at YouTube and search for videos that show the resonance being copied. It's like a metronome where it clicks back and forth, and there's a table of other metronomes. So one of them starts going back and forth at a rhythm, and then all the other ones start doing the same rhythm, and then they all sync up in their rhythm. Regardless of how you program them, after a certain amount of time, they all do the same pattern. So if you think you're a twin flame, you're probably not. Because if you are a twin flame, you know exactly what's going on in your life. You're not waiting, you're not doing card readings for like, oh, is my twin returning? If you're asking that, you're not a twin flame, you're in an abusive relationship. If you're asking like, is he cheating on me? That's not your twin flame. If your partner is like abusing you and you're like, oh no, that's my twin flame, that's not your twin flame. That's a false twin brought to you to abuse you so that you can feel grief and negative energy so that they can siphon that off of you. That's not a twin. A true twin will never harm you because it would be like harming themselves. A true soulmate will not harm you because it would be like harming themselves. A true karmic partner will not come to take from you without giving to you as well. Karma, balance. So get these common sense things established in your minds and in your hearts before you go out looking for relationships. Because there's a lot of false prophets in the world telling you guys what you want to hear while they keep you trapped with that false knowledge so that you can't move forward and you're busy trying to figure out what's the truth. I'm telling you the truth right here and right now. Clean your body physically, internally. Eat healthier for 24 to 72 hours. Thank you, Manan. And give your body a electrical discharge relief moment. Stand on the earth. Hug a tree with your hands touching the bark, your heart touching the tree. Walk outside, take a deep breath, look up at the sky. Hold your hands up like this and let the wind flow through your hands. Let it carry all those threads away. First and foremost, make certain what you're eating isn't polluting your body. Eat a little less meat. If you're going to eat meat, try to have it be less cooked healthily. Don't give yourself parasites. Those of you that know and consume meat, you know that it's healthier for you when it's more in a raw state, fresh, and still warm. Okay? I know it sounds gruesome, but you don't want to eat a piece of flesh that's been drained, that's been removed of blood, that's been tortured and murdered. That's not an energy you want to put inside your body. I don't care how good that bacon tastes. But if you're going to go and consume meat, then do what you can with what you have. Okay. So if all you have is a piece of ground beef from the grocery store and you can't get it from a farmer, you can't order it online, you're not on a farm doing it yourself, then pray over that meat. Thank it, because what you're consuming becomes a part of you. And if you're consuming horrible death energy, you're going to be emitting horrible death energy. It's like eating an apple and then you have an apple, skin in your teeth. Well, you're going to get that out, right? But if you peel the apple, you wouldn't have that in there. Whereas if you ate the apple with the peel, you're also getting the nutrients of the peel, but you're also getting the toxins they sprayed on the apple. You have to kind of oh no. Is it still buffering? It's okay on my screen. Can you still hear me? Well, it's going to be time to go anyway. Doorway, walking through the doorway. Closing advice for you is please spend the next 24 to 72 hours cleansing your physical system, grounding your energy, releasing that electricity into the earth, and just enjoying maybe 5 minutes of sky gazing. Love you too, Manan. You guys have a good day. And whatever this partnership is for some of you, if some of you have experienced a loss recently, my condolences, and I don't mean death, but if there has been, my condolences. But something was removed for something to be brought in. Yeah, for real, uncommon sense. These things have been missing from the world for so they haven't even been missing from the world. It's almost as if people like me had to be plucked from different timelines and different realities to be brought into this dimension, because we have that uncommon common sense of the old ways. Whereas, like, if I was born 10 years ago, 20 years ago, I would have probably a whole bunch of different wisdom, but none that the world would need right now. What the world seems to need right now is the basics, the basic, basics that were done like 200 years ago, 1,000 years ago, the way things were done back in, the not what you know of Egypt, but the actual Egypt, the actual Atlantean eras and Lemurian eras, the eras of civilization that existed prior to America and Europe. And some people think that those civilizations were um, fantasy. And then others call them mythology, and they're like, oh, that's myth. Bro, do you even know what myth means? Myth is actually historical fact. It's just historical fact from way back. Oh, we need some common sense in the world, you know? Especially the common sense of the old ways. So share it if you have it. And whatever left your life, whatever cycle's closed, things are being brought in. But you're being asked to take the next 24 to 72 hours to, in a way, quarantine your own self, to cleanse your energetic structure and your physical structure. That way you are in alignment with the new thing coming in instead of the old thing that went out. And remember, please, if you love something, you don't have to hold on to the person, place, or thing. I know it's the most likes we've gotten in a while. You don't have to let go of the person, place, or thing, but show the person, place, or thing the respect of not clutching onto them, like clasping and clinging, you know? Like, let them be, but don't let go of the love you feel for them. Like the partners I've had previously, I'm not with them. I have no interest in being with them again, but I still feel deep love for all of them. Every single person I've ever said I love you to, I still love them, but I'm not in love with them. So I can let them go, I can let them call or visit, and it means nothing other than they're friends. They're part of the soul tribe. I don't care what the history has been. I don't care what we put each other through, because we're all children of the light. We're all children of spirit. Some of us children of the dark and children of the night. And that's okay. I have some of my best memories hanging around with children of the night, more so than I do with the angels. I mean, hanging around with angels is kind of boring sometimes, you know? There's only so much love and light I can tolerate before I want to go and smoke a bong and drink a bunch of coffee and just, you know, run around the street screaming and having fun. Balance it. Oh my God, did you guys know I got kicked out of a roller rink once? Out of a rave? I got kicked out of a rave. A rave in the 2000s. Like, I think it was 2002. They're like, girl, you're too much. Leave. Well, fine. I love you guys. Please do what you can to take care of your physical body. There is good stuff coming. Good stuff I can't tell you that's coming, but it's coming. And on a planetary scale, you're going to notice within the next 24 hours to 72 hours, if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, exactly how connected I am with the earth and how much what I say manifests. So those of you who have donated, please expect that you're going to be getting at the least 100 to 1,000 times multiplied what you've donated. Those of you who have sent kind energy, be open to receiving that kind energy back multiplied 1,000,000 times in love. And you're going to start noticing global things shifting and improving very quickly. From the politics scenes to the absurdity going on in the world right now, you're going to notice things improving. Please get your physical body in a state where it is a higher vibration. Also, do not waste your time thinking that you can just waste your time. I mean, even if you have just coloring pencils and you're watching TV, doodle something while you're coloring. Remember, the screens hold electromagnetic wavelengths that are released. If we're perpetually staring at a screen, whether it's television, a cell phone, or whatever, it's altering our brain waves. Whereas if you're listening to something and you're watching and you're doodling and you're looking at something else, you're not being affected with that brainwave alteration frequency as much. Okay? Take care of yourselves. I love you deeply. Thank you for all the likes and the comments and this amazing chat room today. And hi to everybody new that I don't know. Dasha, I just realized I didn't want a boyfriend, girlfriend. I wanted a caretaker. Yeah, that's what most people do. And that's okay. Sometimes we need a caretaker until we can care for ourselves. That's okay. All right, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Do something good for someone you know. I love you.